Yamaha has been stepping up its game with all new models designed to address more specific types of riding. In doing so, they have developed the YZ450FX. The Blue Crew started with its 450FMX platform and set out to build a bike that satisfies the GNCC/Woods racers' needs and capabilities. We found that it fulfilled those expectations and much more, which makes this bike an ideal crossover between motocross and off-road. Being based on the 2016 YZ450F, the FX gets the same updated frame, engine improvements, and larger front brake rotor as the MXR. However, in order to make this bike more of an off-road capable racing machine, Yamaha had to hone in on some key components to adapt it to its intended environment. Ergonomically it is the same, so when you look at and sit on it, you won't notice the changes. However, there is quite a bit that is different. Among notable differences are the kickstand, longer radiator shrouds, electric starter, and 18-inch rear wheel. The kickstand is a great off-road feature that allows you stop on the trail for a quick snack or to rest without finding a tree or having to lay your bike down on the ground. A well-designed kickstand only makes itself apparent when you need it. Whether riding on the motocross track, scraping through a tight valley of rocks, or burying the machine into a deep rut, we never felt the kickstand drop or drag anywhere. The combination of 30mm longer radiator shrouds to capture more air at off-road speeds and increasing the radiator fin pitch helps to keep the engine running cooler. Next is that awesome starter button. Electric starting is one of the best features for an off-road bike, and this system works really well. Especially at those times when you are in the tightest technical section with a fading clutch and then stall. The 450FX will fire right up, even while in gear, eliminating the need to put the bike in neutral and then start kicking. Speaking of clutching it in the tight technical sections, other key features that were changed for the FX include its easier pull clutch and a wide ratio transmission. Yamaha's goal was a more off-road racing-specific clutch setup that ensures cross-country durability, smooth clutch engagement, and reduced lever pull. Well, Yamaha nailed it. Clutch action is smooth and consistent, with little to no fade even when purposely hammering it in the tight stuff. Also, immediately noticeable was the lighter pull, 10% according to Yamaha, which will help reduce fatigue on a long ride or during a race. And in conjunction with the new 5-speed wide ratio transmission, it's a great setup. The gearbox is set up so that first gear is approximately 14 teeth greater on the rear sprocket than the 450F, second gear is +8, third is +2, fourth is approximately the same, and fifth is about the equivalent of 4 teeth less. First gear worked great in the extremely tight stuff, but we found that the new crankshaft and balancer's weight, which increases inertia by 2%, gives the bike a more controllable and torquey power delivery. This allowed us to run second gear in most tight sections without the worry of stalling. Third and fourth were great on the motocross track and on high-speed off-road sections. Fifth was good for flat-out, high-speed desert runs. Suspension and handling on the versatile 450FX is to be reckoned with. Utilizing the same 48mm Kybe spring-type fork and Kybe shock as on the YZ450F, Yamaha made a few changes to the internal valving both front and rear, as well as dropping the spring rate on the fork down to a 4.5 N/mm from a 5.0 N/mm spring. This was done primarily to add more ride comfort for high-speed bumps, as well as being more compliant on tight technical trails. Yamaha did a fine job. After adding 2 clicks of compression to the fork to keep the front end up in the stroke, we felt that it was well balanced. Plush initially, but with plenty of control for the bigger hits and G-outs. Helping the chassis feel compliant are new engine mounts. The front bracket is a new shape and thickness, while the upper mount was also changed to help offer a reduction in frame rigidity for improved compliance. We were able to get out on the motocross track and charge hard, and despite these changes the FX had a very similar feel to its MX brother. As for the engine, the power is very usable, with output easy to manage and easily tuned to your liking. With the ECU set to its standard setting, the bike has great low-end delivery, and a smooth transition from the big usable mid-range power all the way up to a strong top end with excellent over-rev. This setting works great almost everywhere, including on the motocross track. We also tried the YZ450F snappier bass setting, and a slightly detuned setting. By using the Jitter power tuner, it was easy to find the power delivery we wanted. Being able to change the curves to suit your riding style as well as track conditions is a great feature and well worth the $291.95, especially if you are racing and/or ride on different terrain all the time. If you're a weekend trail rider but like to hit the motocross track with your buddies every once in a while, this electric start, 18-inch rear-wheeled machine which is light and nimble in the woods or out on the trail and is absolutely track-capable at speed could be the perfect addition to your off-road arsenal. Especially at a very competitively priced MSRP of $8,890.